This video was brought to you by Plain and Simple Chocolate Tea from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy.
The weather outside is frightful. A cup of chocolate tea is so delightful.
Made from the husks of roasted cacao beans, it has a chocolatey aroma, yet tastes like an herbal tea. This beverage is rich in mood-enhancing theobromine, the perfect replacement or addition to your morning cup of coffee. You can find it at offgridwithdougandstacy.com.
Plain and simple chocolate tea makes me happy.
Now back to the video.
Alright, another day on the off-grid homestead. Stacy's got some stew boiling in there. Molly's chewing on the bone. And we're gonna have to split up some of those logs that are just too big, right? And then we'll talk about it when we're done, so. Come on, baby, let's get jiggy with it. So one of the problems you can have if you're, using the wood and heating with the wood or using the wood cook stove, wood cook stoves, their fireboxes, everything comes in different sizes. Usually the standard is about 16 to 18 inches. But how big they are doesn't really matter about their length, right? So what we're finding out is a problem. Some of these that come through the processors here, they're not skinny enough, right? They're too big to put in there. They'll smolder a lot, and you want to be able for it to breathe and to catch fire and stuff. So those are good for like overnighters. Once you've been running the stove all day long and you got some good hot coals, and then you toss that thing in there overnight, it'll do a good job of staying in there overnight. And when you wake up in the morning, you'll have a nice pile of coals. But during the day and cooking and stuff, it's not as conducive, The littler pieces are a little bit better. You don't want them too small though, because they'll burn up really fast. But those are, you can see, just are a little too big. All right, so Stacy thinks we got enough, so we're gonna see if she's right. We're gonna pile it up behind the stove right now, and I'm gonna give you guys a couple tips if you're heating with wood, why you wanna have a little stack inside the house. of the benefits of you know, keeping your wood inside next to the wood cook stove is that it helps dry your wood out, right? Even if you're using seasoned wood, sometimes it's been outside a little bit, might get a little moisture on it. Also, not to mention, if you're, you know, obviously if you have green firewood, it's definitely good to bring it in the house a little bit. It'll help you chew through it. When you burn green firewood, it's actually not as productive as when you do seasoned firewood. Seasoned firewood will put out more BTUs. When you use green firewood, it works so hard just to burn it, you lose all of the heating BTUs, okay? So in case you didn't know that. Putting it inside the house, it allows, see, when you cook with the wood, it's a very dry heat, right? That's why you always have, Stacy mentioned this in a video before, is that you put a big pot of water on top of your wood cook stove, so that adds moisture to the air because the wood heat dries out everything, okay? That's why you do that. So it's nice to put the wood, you know, behind your stove there, and it'll draw that moisture out of the wood for you. And then when you put it in the firebox, it'll take off a lot faster. You won't get a lot of smoke in your wood cook stove, or, you know, being forced back down your pipes and all this stuff. So it just, you know, makes for good, good fire burning, right? You almost done, honey? I'm gonna tell them a few more tips about the firewood.
You go right ahead, sweetheart.
All right, so I'm going to give her a hand. We're going to get these loads brought in, and but that's just why we take it inside. We used to have a firebox. Remember that? We've done all these methods, right? We've tried the firebox, and this is working out pretty good. The firebox was a little bulky, and then I made it out of some plywood, and then all the leftovers would get trapped down in there, and then it was heavy to bring it back outside. Now we had one of our homestead homies who met us at Layman's. He brought us a kindling box, and that worked out really nice. We're using that next door, where he saw me take a shower. So see, you guys, we utilize wood around our homestead quite a bit. We have the hot water shower, and then of course we cook with wood, we heat with wood all winter long. And so that's, you know, we've tried a couple of other different methods of keeping it in the house. And so far the little, you know, rack like that works pretty easy. So that's how we like it. Easy. I don't know if you're right. Think it'll be enough?
No, it might be close. I need a couple more.
Kind of tricky grabbing the log with my fingers, and I went ahead and cut a glove up for you guys. Just good medicine to wear gloves when you're handling the logs. I usually do. How long do you think that little stack will last you, Stace?
Depends how cold it is.
Yeah, a couple weeks, maybe a week.
It is really cold. A few days, yeah, 5 days, 6 days,
6
almost
days.
a week. Yeah, and then but if I'm only gonna burn, you know, a few, if it's not that, you know, if it's warmer. Like right now, I really shouldn't turn it that so hot.
She did pretty good. She guessed that right about right. By the time she grabs those last couple of sprigglies out there,
That's a lot of experience in refilling this thing.
Should be right on the money.
I know I need to make some bets here. I'm pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah, all right, come on, let's go. Don't get too comfortable. And I was reading the comments too. Some of you guys were asking about the logs that I picked up the other day. Those were all oak. Usually all I'll pick up is like hardwoods, so we get the most BTUs, right? That gives you the most heat. So we got red oak, white oak, you know, some maple maybe, you know, some hedge occasionally, not too much though, because that stuff can really burn hot. So it's been kind of fun, you know. Got to remember, we were city folks our whole lives, and we never heated with wood, or never had to chop wood, or had to worry about getting our own heat for the winter. We would just pay those bills like you guys. Man, if you put the math to it, through the no public utilities program that we've been on for the last 12 years, and because we don't have solar, you know, it's really, you know, piled up a nice savings nest so we can actually figure out the solar stuff or whatever it is. But, you know, just think about the money you save on the electric and the gas or the electric heat. You guys do the math and leave some comments down below what you spend every year on your heat. Okay, that's all I want to know, not your electric bill, unless you heat with electric. You know, just put in there for the winter months, right? So we can get a good fair on fair thing down there. So all I want you to do down below in the comment section is put down what your yearly cost is to heat your house, how much your bills are average, and then add them up for how many months it's cold, and then drop it down below. And then on the next video or so, I'll look at all your comments and then I'll address, you know, the cost differences or the benefits or anything else, right? So that was pretty cool. So we got the back of the stove all lined up. We got some extra wood cut. I was supposed to get a delivery today of some wood. You know, there's several different ways you can get wood if you want to do this kind of stuff. You know, you can fetch it, or you can have it dropped off. And I have neighbors calling a lot. I have another neighbor right around the corner who has a couple trees down and that are ready to go. So I'll be picking up those too. All right. So we'll see you guys on the next video. The fingers are doing good. I want to show you guys, but I don't know if you leave a look. If I get well, I don't know what it is. 7,000 likes. I'll show you the finger on the next video, right? So let me know if you guys want to see how it looks. I have it totally unwrapped right now. I'm just wrapping it up because we were dealing with this firewood. Other than that, it's out there breathing and kind of doing its thing. But I've showed it to a couple people and they thought it looks great, but you could see like it was. Ooh. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video.
I've been thinking I might up and leave this city. I've been preying on some simple Midwest living, homestead instead of my own 9 to 5 with a suit and tie, going off grid with Doug and Stacy.